Good evening, guys. I hope you're ready for roughly 50 minutes of core. Let's just see that we have at least most of the area visible. Good stuff, I hope. Does that work? Yes. We'll have around 50 minutes, ever so slightly longer than last week. We'll start with a little bit of dynamic stretches to warm up and get moving if you've been sitting down most of the day, which I hope you haven't, but it might happen if you're working. We'll do 6 sets of different exercises. They'll be timed again. We'll do 45 seconds of work and 15 seconds break, and then at the end we'll have some time for stretches. So let's get started. Like every week, we're going to start with the inchworm because it is such a lovely exercise. I forgot to say, today we only need the mat, no need for any equipment. So if you would like to be barefoot, that's perfectly safe to do so. Alright, we'll start with the inchworm and go at your own pace. We'll do 10 reps of this, but basically you just want to roll down vertebra by vertebra. You may want to have your legs a bit bent at the beginning and you just start walking out. And now I'm moving off the picture. You go into a hip flexor stretch. Then you tuck your toes again and you walk back out. You're going to take this from a bit further behind. And just go at your own pace. Find some nice height here. Grow tall through the chest. And then stretch back and walk back. And you know, if you're feeling any tension anywhere in particular, just stay there a little bit longer. Whatever feels good to get you ready to do some work. Again, nice stretch here through the shoulder. And then stretch it back. Now every time that you're coming back, try to keep your legs ever so slightly more straight. So you're increasing the stretch that you're getting through the back of your legs here. The hip flexors generally quite, at least for some people, tend to be a bit tighter. So it's good if we can get them a little stretch at the beginning here while being active and getting warmed up. Also feel that stretch through your calves as you come down here. Try to keep the legs a bit more straight than the previous time. And the last one. If you have any spots where you're tight, last chance to stay there a little bit longer with this exercise. So for me, it's definitely the calves that are feeling a bit tight. Alright. Good stuff. Next up, we will go into hip opener. So come down into plank. So you want your hands underneath your shoulders. Your back is nice and straight. And you'll bring your right foot next to your right hand or somewhere around there, whatever feels good. And now you take your right hand up, reach towards the sky, and come back down. Now you step your right foot back, bring your left foot forward, and do the same to the left. Now what we're doing here is stretching out the hips, opening them up. We'll do 5 on each side. Your eyes follow your hand as you stretch up. And really you want to think of reaching to the skies, not an overarching to the other side, it's really just reaching upwards. You'll feel a nice stretch through your back here as well. And keep breathing. Last one here. You know, maybe sink a bit deeper into the stretch if it feels good. And to the other side. to do a lunge with some rotations. So maybe just to start, just check that your lunge step length is the right one. So what we're aiming for here is, first of all, your back knee drops down, and you're aiming for right angles in both legs. Now your feet are hip width apart, and the knee that's at the front is ever so slightly pushing outwards. Now just think of pushing outwards. It's not a strong move, it's just, or big move rather, it's just to make sure that you're engaging that glute on the leg that's standing forward. Now once we're here, we'll bring our hands forward and we'll rotate 3 times to the side of the leg that's at the front. So for me that's the left. And then we step back. We'll do the same thing on the other side again, checking for right angles in the knees and rotate 3 times. And you should feel a nice stretch through your hip flexors, but you're also feeling the front quad doing some work here. So, active warm-up. Again, we're doing 5 on each side here. So that's, I think, 3rd round. We're doing 3 rotations to each side. And the last 2. Ooh. Keeping the balance and staying nice and upright through your upper body. And the last one. Very good. Now, bring your feet wider than your hips, toes slightly pointed outwards, and we're going for lateral lunge now, if you will. So you can cross your arms if that's helpful, or you can bring them out like so. And we push your butt back, and you alternate from your side. And you should feel a nice stretch to the inside of your legs here. And every time that you arrive on one side, think of pushing your butt back that slight bit more. Now your chest is staying upright, and your eyes are looking on the horizon. I'm really just here to get moving, so we're nice and warm for the main part. This is feeling very easy. Maybe take a step further and really focus on pushing your butt back. Think of pushing against a wall that's behind you. Three more on each side. I think that's it. Alright, good stuff. And last up, we're just doing toe reaches. So now on a diagonal for today, so as you step your left foot forward, your right hand reaches down. Now you're keeping the leg that's stepping forward bent and your back is straight. So what we're trying to do here is stretch the back of your leg. So with your fingers you want to point towards your little toe. Now you don't have to reach down there. The important thing is that you feel the stretch to the back of your leg. So focus on keeping the back straight, chest proud, and the forward stepping leg is straight. Again, stretching and moving at the same time, so getting nice and warmed up. 3 more on each side. 2. And the last one. Nice, all right. We're now moving into the main set. We're starting with 2 exercises. They will be similar to last week, but I've changed it a bit around. So we are starting with squats and single leg steps again, but I've moved away from the oblique crunch. Let me just get the timer started. All right, that should be ready to go. So we are going to start with some squats.
Starting your
Yeah.
time hour.
Alright, knees pointing outwards, hands overhead, and we go for a triple pulse at the bottom. Now, feet are angled outwards, knees are tracking in line with your toes, and your hands are reaching high. Now for these 1, 2, 3 pulses at the bottom, you really want to focus on staying low. Stay as low as you can. You're aiming for butt at knee height. Now if you focus on really reaching up high, that intensifies the work in your back. So reach for the sky as you pulse down. And pushing up through your heels. 1 more. Alright, loosen up. Now, single leg tap. You're sinking into your standing leg and you're staying down here. So you want this to be working the entire time, alright? And then we're going to step out and reach up, but you're staying low in the standing leg. So the glutes here are really firing. And it's going to get tiring very quickly, but stay low. It's just 45 seconds. Keep your chest proud. Eyes are sort of 2 meters in front of you on the ground. Keep breathing and stay low. One more. High and shake out. All right. That leg is tight now. We're going back to the squats. Now standing slightly wider, so feet outside the hips, twist the foot 1 feet distance further and go. You should feel now that as you stand wider, it's easier to come lower, but as you come up, it takes a little bit more work, so you feel that more muscles are engaging here. So the wider your squat stands, the more glute engagement you're getting. The narrower, the more quad dominant the move is. And reach for the sky to get your back firing. And stay nice and low in the pulses. And 1 more. Hi, all right. Ready for the other leg? Now, again, sink low. You want to stay low. All right? And go. So you're keeping the standing leg bent the entire time to really load up the quad, to really load up the glute here. So training the muscle to work under fatigue. That will help you in training engine racing. And try, if you're feeling good, if you can sink a bit lower into the leg. And keep breathing. Try to go a bit lower again. I don't know about you guys, but my quad is on fire. 1 more. All right. Shake out the legs. That was already the first set of exercises done. We only have 5 more sets to go. Next up, we're moving to the floor. Oh no, we're not.
Recovery.
Oh yeah, we have recovery now. We're moving to the floor. And we're going to start with a bridge and some simple extensions. So just maybe talking a bit about the correct setup of the bridge. Come and lie on your belly to make sure that your butt doesn't end up being too high. Elbows are underneath your shoulders, and then you just lift up, and you can stay here or you can peel your knees off the floor. So we're in the bridge here, and you can either stay on your knees here and pick up 1 leg at a time, or if you're looking for the more advanced options, you come to your knees and just tap one of the knees down on the floor. Now, in your bridge, try and think of bringing your back forwards towards the elbows. Your eyes look towards your hands to keep your neck in line with the rest of the spine, and try to minimize the movement in your body with the exception of your knees that are doing the tapping movement. And keep breathing. 2 more taps, and you rest now. Now the other exercise, we come onto our back, you bring your knees up to a right angle, and your hands up straight. And you want to make sure that your lower back is drawn towards the floor. You extend, same arm and same leg. And what I want you to focus on here is to make sure that the lower back stays drawn towards the floor. So you only extend as far as you can control the lower back, and you can make sure that you draw it towards the floor. And then find length. So extend the leg towards the end of the room and reach the arm for the other side. Eight more seconds. Alright, rest 15 seconds. Now we're going back to the bridge. Maybe I will try and move forward a bit so you can see what my legs are doing. So again, you can keep your knees down or lift up to your toes. And then tap, tap, and we're tapping away for 45 seconds. Now if you're finding this hard, you can bring your legs a bit wider apart. That can help with stability. Or you can come to your knees and pick your knees up from the floor, like so. So find the option that works for you, and we've got 15 seconds to go. Two more taps, and come to rest. Alright, come on back to your back to back. Bring your knees in nice right angles, so make sure that the shins aren't too high, and we start extending again. Again, really hone in on your lower body, lower back rather, and make sure you keep drawing that to the mat. It's all about core control, this move. Keep breathing. One more extension, and that's your rest. See, that's already the second set done. It's moving very quickly today. We're staying on the ground. Grab a bit of water if you want to, and we're moving to another hover. So similar to what we're doing before, but this time rather than tapping, I'm just going to demo it. I will tell you guys when to start the exercise. But here we were just tapping the knees, right? So this time, if you would like to, you can start walking the legs. So what that looks like from here is, so you can step sideways. All right, ready to go? First 45 seconds of the walking hover. Now, if you're on your knees, you can pick up your knees, walk out, knee down. Alright, otherwise just stay here and you tip and you tap for 45 seconds. But actually it's only 25 to go. And again, try and focus on maximum control of the core. So you want to minimize the move in the rest of your body. 5 more seconds. One more tap, and rest. Now next up, we're going to work on our obliques. So, good old-fashioned mountain climber. So, you're coming into a plank, and you draw your knee towards the opposite elbow, to the straight elbow, opposite and down. Other leg, opposite, straight, diagonal and back. Diagonal, straight, diagonal, back. Now what you want to focus on is that as you draw your leg forwards, you keep it low. So you want to keep the knee close to the floor. You'll see that when you do that, that really intensifies the work of these. Now, as with any other plank, you also want to make sure you're pushing slightly forward so that your weight comes forwards. And rest. Make sure you shake out the arms because these exercises put quite some work through the shoulders also. We're coming back to the walking hover. You ready? And back to work. So tap tap if you want to. Now try and draw your shoulder blades together. But think of still lifting through the chest as you're here. And keep breathing. This is the last hover, I promise. 10 more seconds. Last tap. And rest. Alright. Back to mountain climbers. Also last round of the mountain climbers. So again, hands underneath the shoulders. Come up into plank. And let's go. Diagonal, straight, diagonal, and reset. Other leg. Diagonal, straight, diagonal, reset. Challenge yourself to try and push your knees towards your elbows. See if you can touch them if you're feeling strong today. Ten more seconds. Last one. And come to rest. You may want to come into child's pose to relax a bit. Recovery. Now that's the next set done. That's halfway actually. So the next set is push-ups and scissors. Now make sure you relax the shoulders a bit. Maybe do some shoulder circles, shake it out. Because push-ups, again, works your chest and your elbows. So you're getting a good upper body workout here. Do them on your knees or your toes. We're going for 45 seconds. Now I'm going to start on my knees. I'm going to do the last 15 seconds on my toes. Now what you want to focus on here is dropping your chest so that your arms end up in right angles. Your hands are outside your shoulders. And your core stays engaged. Last 15 seconds. Eyes on the ground, so you don't overarch the neck. Last one. Alright, come up to your back. Now again, focus on controlling your lower back. So draw that towards the mat. And now we've got scissors. So you can either do it with bent legs, just here. And you may want to stay there. Or you bring your legs straight. And you bring it up here, or you increase the movement. But the key point here is that you keep control of the lower back. So only increase the range of the scissor, if you can control it in your lower back. Obviously also increase the pace. This is all about core control. 2 more. Yes. And draw the legs into your belly. All right. Back to push-ups. Last set of push-ups. 45 seconds. We're going in 3. Oh God, it's going to be sweaty. Make sure you drop nice and low in these push-ups. If it feels too tough, you can bring your knees in closer. All right, last few I'm going to do on the toes. Last one. And come into quick child's pose. Come onto your back, back to the scissors. Engage your lower back, control it, and start kicking. Again, focus on core control here. Keep breathing. Don't forget the breathing. It's also important. Three, 2, and shoulder legs into your chest. Hello. I'm gonna grab a quick drink. Next up, we've got 2 sets left, so we've got shoulder taps and another core extension, and then we're finishing off with a bit of balancing work and the Superman, so a bit of back work, back and glute. So next up to shoulder taps. You can do these on your knees or your shoulders, but basically you want to control the movement in your body. So we're going here and here. Now you can bring your legs further if that's helpful. And don't look at the camera if you can, just look at the floor. So you keep the neck nice and aligned with the spine. You know, if you feel that this is easy, you can bring your feet in as narrow as you want. If you're wobbling, that's okay. It's just your body trying to find that balance. And try and keep the taps really nice and light and controlled. Right, one more. And come into rest. All right. Next up, back onto your back. Now, the move we're doing is an extension, a reach out, and a curl. So everyone go. Extend, reach out, curl in. When you extend up, try and reach through your upper body and lifting your tailbone. So again, reach up, extend. Now you want to make sure again that you keep your lower back under control and only extend as far as you can keep lower back there. And rest. Back to the shoulder taps. Alright, again, so hands underneath the shoulders, they look straight from the side. Bring your feet wide or narrow as you like, and we're going again. Eyes on the floor in front of you. Again, bring your weight forwards. And try and make the move as light as you can and as controlled. 10 more seconds. Last one. And relax. Onto your back. And we'll go for the reach and extend for the last time. Now draw your lower back towards the mat and we reach up, we extend out, curl together. And again, think of the tailbone lift as you reach up. It's a very small move, you don't have to do a lot there, but just think of almost just lifting it up. That will be enough to get those extra muscles engaged. Last one. Alright, hug the knees into your chest for a bit of relaxation. And that already brings us to our last set of exercises, which is the balancing exercise. We're going to have to try and find some space. I'm going to go this way. And the superstar for all the swimmers, just all of you. I just have to keep reminding myself. But I guess open water is open now, so we all better get back to swimming. Alright, let's come to all fours. Like so. Exercise. You want to extend opposite arm and leg, rotate to the side, rotate back, and crunch together. You keep the same side going here for the duration of the exercise. So from the front, this is what we're doing. And crunch together. You want to make sure you stay nice and square as you rotate sideways. And nice and long as you extend it out. Last one. Alright, now Superman. Lie flat on your belly. You want to then extend your arms out, come up, back and down. Now up, reach up, extend out and down. So you're lifting your feet and your hand up at the same time, bring your hand back, extend out and release everything down. So really squeeze your butt here as you lift up. And again, look on the floor so you don't over arch your neck. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Squeeze a bit further and release. Last one. And down. All right. Back to the balancing act, but other side. This side I find a lot harder, I think, so you'll see me wobble a lot. Alright, let's do it. Whew! I can't even do this. Bring your knees and elbow together, extend out, rotate sideways, bring it back together, crunch together. Don't rush this exercise, it's okay? If you guys are moving slow, it's all about keeping that control and keeping hips and shoulders nice and square. See? Wobble is absolutely okay. That's your body learning to balance. Alright, rest. Now, last Superman. Again, you do it this way. That helps. So you want to extend out both. You arch back, you come back out, and you release. Squeeze everything, squeeze extra hard, and release. And feel how this really puts the work through your back, but also your glutes, by having to lift the legs up, back, out, and release. One extra, one last one. Well done, guys. Come into a quick child's pose, and then we will move into stretching. Take a few deep breaths here, just relax. Bring your knees nice and wide. Alright, then slowly come up. We're going to start with a seated glute stretch. So you bring, if you are your right knee close towards your body, bring your left ankle over your right knee, lift up through the chest. You want to now find a good position first, then you want to draw your left toes towards your left knee and then push the left knee away from you. And then you should find a very nice deep stretch in your glute here. And while you do this, grow nice and tall in your upper body. So lift through the chest and take a few deep breaths here. And what you'll probably find is that your body sort of starts easing into the stretch. So after sort of 20 seconds or so, you may want to readjust a bit to intensify this stretch and just try and pull those toes closer again, push the knee away and deepen the stretch. What I find for me is that often just lifting through the chest can really make all the difference to make this stretch a bit more intense. Alright, 2 more deep breaths here. And then we'll switch sides. Alright, ease out of it and switch sides. So now you bring your left knee close to your body. You bring your right ankle over your left knee. Make sure that both seat bones are nice and in touch with the floor. You lift through your chest. Draw your right toe towards your right knee. Push the right knee away, and somewhere there you should find that really nice deep stretch. And again, just take a few deep breaths here and wait for your muscles to loosen a bit and sink into this stretch. And then again, see if you want to deepen the stretch a bit by adjusting, drawing your toes back a bit further, pushing that knee back further to get that nice deep stretch. 2 more deep breaths here. And then you ease out of it. Bring your right knee in front of you on the ground. And then bring your left foot either in front of the right knee or on the side. Now sit nice and tall, so you want both your sit bones nice and in touch with the ground. And then you'll hug your knee and twist over to your left side. Feel that nice stretch through your back as well as your left butt. And again, lift nice up and tall. You bring your left hand behind you and look behind you. 3 more deep breaths here. And relax. And switching it over. So bring your left knee onto the ground in front of your body. Bring your right foot either in front of your right knee or on the other side. Again, make sure that your sit bones are nice and in touch with the floor. And then hug the knee, lift up, and start rotating around. Again, think of lifting up, sitting nice and tall, and feeling this lovely twist through your back and your right glute. Three more deep breaths here. And you slowly ease out of it. Now, bring the legs into a V, bring your right foot towards your left thigh. Again, sitting nice and tall. Now reaching your arms up to the sky. Rotate towards the leg that's extended, so that's my left one here. And then fold over. You may want to bring your hands onto somewhere near your knee, maybe somewhere near your ankle, or you may want to grab your foot. You should feel a nice stretch through the back of your leg and your lower back. So that's your left hamstring, and maybe your left calf, and your right side of the lower back. You may want to bring your forehead towards your knee to intensify the stretch if it feels good. And then just stay here. Take a few deep breaths and see how your body relaxes into this stretch. Now slowly ease out of it. Bring your left leg to the side of your body. Now take your right hand, fingertips are pointing towards the back of your body, and you lift up and you stretch here. So feeling a nice stretch through the left side of your body. Three more breaths. And relax. Now swap the legs over. So again, legs in a V shape. Now you bring your left foot towards your right thigh. Wiggle around around a bit so you're sitting nice and upright. Lift up through the chest. Reach your hands up high. Now you twist towards your right foot and you start folding forwards. And again, find somewhere for your hands to reach where it feels good. And then feel that stretch through your left side of your lower back, the back side of your right leg, and also your left arm. And again, you may want to intensify the stretch by bringing your forehead towards your knee. Two more deep breaths here. Slowly ease out of this. Bring your right leg to your side. Take your left hand near your left sit bone. Fingers pointing towards the back of the room or behind you. And you lift up and stretch. Feeling that stretch through the entire right side of your body. 2 more breaths here. And then ease out of it. Next up, hip flexor stretch a bit more. So just come into kneeling, one leg steps forward. Push your hip forward. And then if it feels good, you can take the arm of the leg that's going backwards up. So here I'm kneeling on my right knee, so I'm stretching my right hand up towards the sky. And think you're finding height, so reaching upwards rather than arching backwards. Really, it's just about finding length. And ease out of the stretch, bring it to the other side. Bring that hip forwards, feel the stretch through your left hip flexor. And if you want to intensify the stretch, reach up your left hand towards the sky. Reach high. Make yourself as tall as you can. And again, feel how your body eases into this stretch as you spend some time here and take some deep breaths. Slowly ease out of it. Come on up to standing. Quick quad stretch. So standing leg is soft in the knee. You don't want to lock it out. Grab your ankle. Draw your knees together. Push your hips forward. And give your quads a quick stretch here. Switch it to the other side. Try not to fall over. ease out of it. Now bring your palms of your hand towards your lower back and draw your shoulders together, like so. Just helps you stretch the chest. Look slightly upwards, that helps you make that stretch a bit deeper. Draw your shoulders together, so your elbows and your shoulders, and then ease out of it. Now bring your palms together, cross your hands, draw your hands forwards, bring your head in between your arms, your ears next to your shoulders, chin is on the chest, and just draw the shoulder blades apart. Slowly ease out of it. Now IT bend. Bring your right foot behind your left, stretch your right hand up and reach over, but again think more of gaining height, being very tall rather than trying to bend sidewards very far. Feel that nice stretch again in the side of your body. So here at the end, a lot of stretches to try and make us all grow it a little bit taller. Other side, left foot steps behind, left hand goes up and reach. Alright, last one, just open up the chest and then relax out of it. Thank you very much for joining. I hope you have a lovely short week and I will see you guys hopefully soon. Take care.